Hi friends, it's Kendra from Piece Fabric Co. here. Welcome to week 2. This week we are going to be cutting the fabric for the Silk Stars Quilt-along. And what you're going to be watching now is how to cut the extra scrappy version. All of the other versions are really well shared in the pattern, but the extra scrappy version has special cutting instructions that are only available as part of the Quilt-along. So you need to watch this carefully, but you don't need to take notes because I also have it in the blog. So watch this, look at the chart in the blog, and if you still have questions, please just message me on Instagram at piecefabricco or email info@piecefabric.co. Let's get going. All right, so what we have here is 18 feature fabrics and 1 background fabric. So you have the chart of how many different squares you need, whether you're making the baby or the throw or the bed size. So these are the instructions for the extra scrappy version. What I'm planning to do is to make a throw size, and I'm going to show you the cutting instructions for that. The only difference is going to be that in the baby size, you need fewer squares, and in the bed, you need more squares. So look at the chart. Sorry, there is one more difference. I'm actually going to be, although I'm going to follow the instructions for throw size, I'm actually going to be shrinking the squares that I'm cutting because I am going to make a little itty bitty pillow, like throw pillow, and it's going to look like throw size quilt except miniature. And I'm smiling so big right now because it's going to be so much fun. So for baby size, you're going to be cutting 4-inch squares. For throw size, you're going to be cutting 4.5-inch squares. And for the bed size, you're going to be cutting 5-inch squares. So if you just want to reference the chart while I'm talking here. Now, the throw size, which is what I'm copying, except I'm going to be shrinking my squares down, you'll see that you need 72 pairs of 4.5-inch squares, or 144 squares total. Not or, that just means you'll need 144 squares total. What I mean by a pair is that a pair is 2 fabrics that are the same. So I said I had 18 fabrics here. I need 72 pairs. So that means that I need, if I have 18 fabrics, I need 4 pairs of each of these fabrics, which means I'm going to cut out of one piece here, I'm going to cut 8 squares to give me 4 matched pairs. And that's really important for the matched pair. When I say for the throw size that you need 72 matched pairs of 4.5-inch squares, it means that each pair is the same fabric. And as you're cutting them, you're going to organize it like that. You're going to lay it out in pairs. So here we go. I'm going to move my fabric out of the way here. And so pay attention to the chart for what size you need. Because I'm making a little miniature version, I am going to cut 2-inch squares, and I need 8 of them. So I'm gonna cut a couple lines here. I'm using my LDH rotary cutter because I love it and it's my favorite. So I have 2-inch strips, which you would need 4.5-inch strips if you're doing the throw size. You're gonna just watch me struggling with the fabric here in front of you. I like to do things as quickly as possible, but haste makes waste, right? So I'm just trying to line those up perfectly. When I'm making half square triangle quilts, although precision is really important when cutting, I always trim every half square triangle down after I'm done sewing it. And so you do need to practice with your precision, but I often feel like I have a bit of, there's forgiveness, right? If I mess up, if I'm off by a tiny little bit when I'm cutting these squares, I am going to trim them to the perfect size after they are sewn into half square triangles. So I'm not advocating for hurrying. I'm just saying, allow yourself some grace. So here I have a pair now of this blue. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs. I'm gonna cut a few more fabrics here and then I'll be right back to explain how to organize this. All right, so I'm finished cutting up my 144 squares. Now I had 18 colors and I had 4 matched pairs of each color, which if you math, it gives you 144. So it probably is difficult to see, but see I have it laid out like there's a pair, there's a pair, there's a pair, there's a pair. Now I chose to only use 18 fabrics, but for the throw size, you could use up to 72 fabrics, but you could also just use 12 and just do the math and figure out how many matched pairs of each fabric you need. All right, so now that I have it cut, oh, there's one thing I want to notice, the background color down here. So you're gonna follow the pattern instructions for cutting the H2 piece. It's not gonna look like mine because remember I'm doing the miniature version, so mine's tiny, but you're gonna follow whatever the instructions say for H2 for the background. For the rest of the background, you're gonna use the chart that, where are you gonna see this? It's gonna be in my blog. And you're gonna use the chart and to see how many of the background squares you need to cut that are gonna be the same size as these squares here. Off the top of my head, because I don't have the chart right in front of me, it is, doing math quickly, 16 for the baby, 36 for the throw, and 64, I'm gonna guess, for the bed. You should confirm with the chart though. So now that we have this laid out, before we move on and put this away for next week's task where we start making half square triangles, I want to show you how you're going to put it away so you're well organized for next week's task. Since these are all arranged in pairs, you're going to take 2 of your background squares that are the same size as all these other squares. So here I have 2. And you're going to make random piles of 2 background squares and 4 other fabrics. Matched pairs still, please. Like that. Okay, that's one set. Then you're going to take another 2 background squares. I'm just going to layer them on top because the start of the background square is going to tell me that it's the start of a new set. And I am just going to keep making these little sets of 2 background squares and 4 random matched pairs. You could be really strategic with this and like make sure you have absolutely no set the same. I am not overthinking it. I am just grabbing random fabric. See, there's 3 pinks and a blue with that one. Since I've made this version, the throw size a couple times already, I know that it just kind of all works itself out. The colors get scattered throughout and are just really wonderful. Oh, there we go, that one was wrong. So you're just gonna keep working like that until all of your background squares and all of these squares are in sets together. And then you're gonna put it away for next week. I won't make you keep watching me. That's what you're gonna do. All right, so that's it. Now you know how to cut the extra scrappy version. You may have also been here wanting to know how to cut the 4-color version. You don't even need me for that. That is in the pattern cutting chart. Here's the tiny bit of information you need to know. In the pattern cutting chart, you have fabric A through H. You're gonna follow the vintage chart and you're gonna use 1 fabric for both A and E, another fabric for both B and F, another fabric for C and G, and your 4th fabric is gonna be D. Background fabric will be H. I know that's technically 5 fabrics, but 4 feature fabrics. If you have any questions, you just go ahead and message me on Instagram. at Piece Fabric Co. or info@piecefabric.co is the email address to find me. I think that's it. Have a good time cutting. Don't forget to close your blade. Talk to you later. Bye.